Hello, my dear students. I welcome you once again to this current lecture. In the last lecture, we started one important point from this chapter, that is the effect of resonance effect on the strength of acids and bases. So, among that, we completed the first point, that is the effects of this resonance effect on the strength of acidity. So for this purpose we take the two examples in this last lecture. Now in this current lecture we are going to take the next part from that point, that is called as the resonance effect and the strength of bases. How this resonance effect affects the strength of the bases, so that we have to discuss in this current lecture. We know very well what is meant by the base, or what is meant by the organic basic compounds. So, as far as this basic compound is considered, that compound must be electron rich in nature, as well as when that compound donates the lone pair to the H plus ion, the conjugate acid which get formed must get stabilized. So for that compound we called a suitable or a strong base. Now how this resonance effect affects the strength of bases. So for this purpose we have to take into consideration two types of this resonance effect which we already completed. That is, first is called as the plus R effect, that is a electron donating resonance effect, and second is called as the minus R, that is the electron withdrawing resonance effect. Now what happens if the given organic molecule have this plus R effect and minus R effect? We know very well that whenever the plus R effect is there, this effect has includes the increase in density at the reaction center. So what happens if the plus R effect is present? Then this plus R effect increases. This plus R effect increases the basicity. This plus R effect increases the basicity of organic bases. It increases the basicity of the organic bases, because we know very well that the plus R effect includes the increase in electron density at the reaction center. So due to which what happens, the given organic molecule becomes electron rich, and that's why it increases the basicity of the given organic bases. On the other hand, if minus R effect is present in our given molecule, then what happens, it decreases the electron density at the particular reaction center, and that's how we can say here, due to minus R effect, it decreases it decreases the basicity it decreases the basicity of organic bases. It decreases the basicity of the organic bases. So these two important effects are there, plus R and minus R. Plus R is directly proportional to the basicity of the organic bases, while this minus R is inversely proportional to the basicity of the organic bases. Now in order to use these two effects, and in order to judge the basicity of the different organic bases, so for this purpose we take some examples. So first example we have to take here, that is the guanidine. The molecule guanidine is one of the strongest base. Why this guanidine organic molecule is called as the strongest base? So what are the reasons? So that we have to discuss in terms of the resonance effect. So first of all, this is the structure of this guanidine. This is called as the guanidine molecule, which consists of the 3 nitrogen atoms and 1 carbon atom. So there is a valency of 4 for this centrally situated carbon atom, and it consists of the 3 nitrogen atom having a lone pair on the nitrogen. Now what happens, our interest is why this guanidine is called as the strongest base, why it is called as the strongest base. So for this purpose we have to take into consideration the structural changes that can be takes place when this guanidine donates its lone pair to the proton. So in the first step, suppose this guanidine, it donates its lone pair present on nitrogen to this proton, then what happens? This guanidine, after donates its lone pair to the particular proton, then in this case, what happens? The first structure is obtained, that is, this is the carbon single bond NH2. NH2 is there. After that, it forms here double bond NH2. This nitrogen becomes positively charged. At the same time, this NH2 remain as it is, that is a NH2. So this type of a structure is obtained when the lone pair present on this nitrogen get donated to the particular proton. So this lone pair is donated to this H plus ion, and after that it forms such a type of the conjugate acid. It is nothing but the conjugate acid. This is called as the conjugate acid. Now, as far as the structure of this conjugate acid is considered, we know very well that the base compound has the two type of the definitions. First is how easily it makes available the lone pair to donate to the proton, and the second thing is that after donating this lone pair to this proton, what is the stability of the conjugate acid. So on that basis we classify the given base as a strong or a weak. Now, as far as this conjugate acid of this guanidine is considered, this is a guanidine. So as far as the conjugate acid of this guanidine is considered, what happens? There is a positive charge on this nitrogen, and we know that if the positive charge is there on this nitrogen, it is called as the electron deficient. So what happens here? This positive charge gets stabilized due to involvement of this lone pair in conjugation. This lone pair takes part in conjugation. So this double bond shift here. So we get the resonating structure for this guanidine as we get here the resonating structure as this centrally situated carbon, it remain as it is, that is NH2, having a lone pair on this nitrogen. Now this single bond becomes double bond, that is the NH2, double bond NH2, and this double bond converts now into single bond, that is a NH2, having a lone pair on this nitrogen, while this positive charge shifted towards this now this nitrogen atom. So this is called as the a resonating structure for this conjugate acid. Now in a further step, again we can say that this positive charge on this nitrogen again gets stabilized due to the next resonating structure by the involvement of this lone pair in conjugation. So again it shifts here, and we get here the next resonating structure as it becomes now C double bond NH2, it becomes positive, and we write here the remaining groups as a NH2. In this case also it is a NH2, having a lone pair on this nitrogen atom. So we can say that the conjugate acid which is formed from this guanidine get stabilized. It gets stabilized due to the resonance phenomena. So we can say here it is a resonance stabilization. It is the resonance stabilization. Resonance stabilization is there, and we know very well that as the given structures becomes resonance stabilized, then indirectly it increases the strength of the given base. So due to such a type of the resonance stabilization, we can say that this guanidine is called as the strongest base. Why it is the strongest base? Two reasons is there. First of all, it easily makes available the lone pair present on this nitrogen to donate to the H plus ion. And the second important reason is that after the formation of the conjugate acid, this conjugate acid becomes stabilized due to the such a type of the resonance phenomena. So we can say that due to these two reasons, guanidine is called as the strongest base. So this is a first important example of the effect of this type of the resonance effect on this particular guanidine molecule. And in this case, which type of the resonance effect is involved? So we can see here the plus R effect. The plus R effect is involved in this particular case, and due to this plus R effect, we see here the high or strongest basic nature is shown by the guanidine. Now we have to take the second important example in order to study the effect of this resonance effect on this basicity. So this is the second example. Aniline is a weaker base than cyclohexylamine. So we have to give the justification why the aniline molecule is considered to be weaker base as compared to cyclohexylamine. So first of all, if we draw the structure for this aniline, so we know very well that this is an aromatic compound. So if we consider this benzene ring, to this benzene ring a NH2 group is attached. This is a functional group for this molecule, for this aniline. This NH2 is called as the functional group. So this NH2 is attached to this benzene ring. So this molecule is called as the aniline. The name of this molecule is called as the aniline. Now, as far as the structure of this aniline is considered, we may draw the different type of the resonating structure for this molecule. So how to draw this resonating structure? It is very simple. This lone pair is in a conjugation with this aromatic ring. So this lone pair involves in a conjugation. So we can draw here such a type of the resonating structure. So this is the first possible resonating structure. It becomes now double bond NH2. This nitrogen becomes positively charged. This double bond remain as it is. This is the second double bond. Now this carbon possesses the negative charge. It becomes negatively charged. Again, this negative charge again is in a conjugation with the adjacent double bond. So we can say here, we can write here the next resonating structure as, now this negative charge shifted at the para position. So we can draw here the next structure as, the next resonating structure as, it is the double bond NH2 remain as it is. This is the first double bond, this is the second double bond. Now negative charge is at this para carbon atom. In a further case, we may draw here the next resonating structure as, again this charge shifted here, this double bond shifts its charge to the adjacent carbon, and we draw here the third number resonating structure as, this is the double bond NH2 having a positive charge on this nitrogen. Now this carbon becomes negatively charged. It has the first double bond, this is the second double bond. So this is the next possible resonating structure for this aniline molecule. And finally we can see here this molecule again get converted. This molecule again get converted, means this negative charge shifts here, it again shift to the nitrogen atom, and finally we get here such a type of the original molecule. This again we get here the formation of the original aniline molecule. Now what we have to consider here, in this aniline, what happens as far as the structure of this aniline is considered? This aniline, in this aniline the NH2 group is attached to the carbon atom of this benzene ring. In this case, what happens? The hybridization of this carbon to which this NH2 group is attached is called as the sp2 hybridize. This carbon is called as the sp2 hybridize, and we know that as the carbon is a sp2 hybridize, that carbon is called as the more percentage of S character, and as more percentage of S character is there, what happens? That atom shows the more electronegativity, and that's why what happens, whenever this nitrogen atom present in this aniline donates the H plus ion, so it donates the lone pair to the H plus ion. So what happens, we can draw here such a type of the structure which is formed after the donation of this lone pair to the H plus. What happens, this lone pair donates to this particular H plus ion, and we get here such a type of the compound formation. This type of the conjugate acid formation can be takes place, that it is a NH3, it becomes positive. Now as far as the formation of the conjugate acid can be takes place, so this is our original compound, that is aniline. This is aniline first, and this is its conjugate acid. This is its conjugate acid. Now what we have to consider here, we have to consider here the stability phenomena. So our interest is that this aniline is called as a weaker base than cyclohexylamine. So first of all, we divide the justification in a two steps. First of all, this aniline is a weaker base due to the first justification that the lone pair which is available on this nitrogen or which is present on this nitrogen is involved in a conjugation or is involved in a resonance. That's why in the first case we can say that as this lone pair present on this nitrogen is involved in this type of the resonance phenomena, so this lone pair is not easily available. This lone pair is not easily available for donation to the proton, and that's why we can say that this aniline is called as the weaker base. This is the first reason. And what is the second reason? Second thing is that we can say here this nitrogen is attached to the carbon atom of this benzene ring which has the sp2 hybridization, and as this hybridization is sp2, what happens? It shows the electron withdrawing tendency. So in this case, which type of the effect is present? The minus R effect is present. In this case, minus R, that is electron withdrawing resonance effect is present, and that's why what happens when this lone pair get donated to this H plus, it forms the such a type of the conjugate acid formation can be takes place, and due to such a type of the minus R effect, we know that minus R effect is nothing but the it withdraw the electron density from this carbon single bond nitrogen bond, and that's why again this reaction center becomes destabilized. This reaction center becomes destabilized due to the minus R effect. So it becomes destabilized. Destabilize. It is a destabilize is there, and we know that as this conjugate acid is become destabilized, it cannot present as a stable species. So again it may get converted into the original aniline molecule, and that's why we can say here due to such a type of the two important reasons, this aniline is called as the weaker base. Why it is a weaker base? It depends upon the two reasons. First of all, this lone pair is not easily available for donation, and second thing is that the conjugate acid which is formed after the donation of this lone pair to the proton is destabilized due to the minus R effect. So due to these two reasons, we can say that this aniline is called as the weaker base. Now second thing is that we have to consider the second molecule. What is second molecule? Second molecule is called as the cyclohexylamine. Second molecule is a cyclohexylamine which is called as the strong base as compared to aniline. So if we draw the structure for this cyclohexylamine, so this is a cyclic ring is there to this cyclohexane ring, a NH2 group is attached. So this molecule is called as the cyclohexylamine. This is the cyclohexylamine. The cyclohexylamine is there. Now why this cyclohexylamine is called as the strong base? So if we look towards the structure of this molecule cyclohexylamine, what happens? This NH2 group is attached to the non-aromatic ring. This is non-aromatic ring. The carbon to which this nitrogen atom is attached having the sp3 hybridization. Having the sp3 hybridization, and we know that as this hybridization is sp3, the percentage of s character is a less, and that's why it shows the less electron withdrawing tendency. So whenever this lone pair present on this nitrogen get donated to the particular proton, that is a H plus ion, so what happens? It forms the conjugate acid, and the structure for this conjugate acid is this is a cyclohexane ring is there to this NH3 get attached. This is a NH3 nitrogen becomes positive, so this is called as the conjugate acid. This is called as the conjugate acid. Now we have to comment on the stability of this particular conjugate acid. Now first of all, we know very well as far as the availability of this lone pair is considered from this nitrogen, we can say here there is a absence of conjugation. there is absence of conjugation in this cyclohexylamine, because this lone pair is not in a conjugation with the this type of the cyclohexyl ring, and that's why this lone pair is easily available for the donation to the particular proton. So this is called as the strong base. The second important reason is that when this lone pair is donated to this H plus, it forms the conjugate acid, and when it forms the conjugate acid, what happens? The hybridization of the carbon to which this nitrogen is attached is a sp3 hybridise, and we know that as it is sp3 hybridise, it shows the electron donating nature. It shows the electron donating and nature, and that's why the resonance effect which is present in this case is called as the that electron withdrawing resonance effect is absent. Instead, the plus I effect is present. So in this case, we say here no minus R effect, no minus R effect, but plus I effect is there. In this case, plus I effect is present. So this is the important reason. Due to the presence of this plus I effect, this conjugate acid becomes stabilized. So it becomes stabilized. It becomes stabilized due to plus I effect. It gets stabilized due to the plus I effect, and due to which we can say here as this lone pair is easily available for donation to the proton, as well as this conjugate acid gets stabilized due to the plus I effect, and there is absence of this minus I effect. So overall we can say that this cyclohexylamine is called as the strongest base as compared to the aniline, because as compared to aniline, in this aniline, this lone pair is in a conjugation with this aromatic ring, that's it is not easily available, as well as this conjugate acid get destabilized due to the minus R effect. Both these cases are absent in this case of the cyclohexylamine, that is this lone pair is not in a conjugation with this cyclohexyl ring, as well as the conjugate acid which get formed is stabilized due to the plus I inductive effect. So due to these two reasons, we can say here this cyclohexylamine is called as the strongest base as compared to the aniline. So in the current lecture, we completed one important aspects from the chapter, that is the resonance effect and strength of the bases. So we can say here resonance effects affects the strength of the basicity. If a plus R effect is there, it increases the strength of the basicity, while if the minus R effect is present, it decreases the basicity of the given organic bases. So for this purpose, we take here the two different examples. First is a why guanidine is called as the strongest base, how this plus R effect increases the basicity of this guanidine, and the second example which we just completed, why aniline is called as a weaker base than that of the cyclohexylamine. So these are the two important examples in order to consider the effect of the resonance effect on the strength of basicity. So this is the important point as far as the strength of bases are concerned. So with this I stop here. The remaining points from the chapter we will take in a next lecture. So thank you so much.